السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم اغفر ذنوبنا، اللهم ارحمنا، اللهم ارحمنا جلينا، اللهم استخدمنا في خدمة القرآن والإيمان والإسلام والسعادة والسلامة والصحة والعافية والإخلاص والصبر والسكينة. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا ولوالدينا وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome everyone, and inshallah we will hear what Anne has prepared for us to present this morning. So inshallah Anne will introduce the subject, maybe summarize what we have been studying.
Inshallah.
Let's go ahead.
Do you want me to begin?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I think we started the third point of the 23rd word, where we talk about causes. And just one second. Yeah, it was the middle of the third point, not the beginning, sorry. Because we talked about those 4 stages of belief. And I think what we talked about was yes, okay, sorry, I'm a little bit disorganized, because before we talked about the 2 men, we had a discussion about causes. So let me just start with that. So my notes began by saying that attempting causes, we should know that attempting causes is a sort of active prayer. And by active prayer, we mean actions, not verbal. And then in terms of this term, actual term causes with the quote marks around it, we put quote marks around it because we're not using the term, are they really causes in the sense that we typically use it, but causes is obedience to the way things are created. That's the definition of causes. Obedience to the way things are created. So we need to redefine causes, or at least Nursi's attempting to redefine the term causes to obedience to the way things are created. And therefore, actively obeying the order of the way things are created is prayer. And Brother Ali pointed out last week how this concept has been hijacked by materialists. I'm using your term, hijacked because it's a good one, hijacked by materialists to cause and effect rather than obeying the order of the way things are created. And then we talked about the 2 men on the ship. That analogy shows that attempting causes is active prayer. That's an example or a proof. 1 man trusts the captain of the ship. The other does not, until it is explained to him that he alone cannot carry the burden of his heavy load. It shows that we have to place our trust in God and we need to follow the order. If we ask, and God creates. And then we move to the fourth point about belief. And I really like this opening sentence, so I'm going to restate it. Belief makes man into a human being. Indeed, it makes him into a king. By king, it means everything in the universe serves human beings. Since this is so, man's basic duty is belief and supplication, active prayer. Supplication is, we've been talking about this throughout last week, that supplication is active prayer. Unbelief makes him into an extremely impotent beast. And Nursey wants to show this or demonstrate this proof by looking at the differences in how man and animals come into the world. Humanity becomes humanity through belief. Animals, in contrast, come complete. They already know everything that they need to know. But in contrast, man needs to keep learning to the end of his life. But the key point here is that we are impotent and poor. And I love this, what Nursey says about impotence and poverty. I love, so I'm going to quote what he said, is that these are the wings by which it is to fly to the high station of worship and servitude. I don't exactly know where it is, and it's there. It's at the bottom. It's right at the very end. Yeah. The impotence and poverty are the wings by which it is to fly to the high station of worship and servitude. In other words, to be a human in the way we were created. So we need to be careful and to not spoil the way we were created by thinking that we are so potent, so powerful. And that brought us to the blessing, may God be pleased with you. And I think that's something that Brother Ali wants to talk about, maybe a little bit more about what does it mean when we say, may God be pleased with you? And so that's where we left off.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. So keep this question. What does may God be pleased? Keep this, but I have 2 points into your beautiful summary of what we have been doing last 2 weeks. Thank you very much for this.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciated your summary of everything beautifully.
My pleasure.
2 points. This cause and effect problem, and because we keep talking about because I did this, because it happened in this way, we have to make a distinction between these 2 types of usage of cause. Because of this, something else happened. We have to keep in mind that there are some cases that human beings make an attempt, as we attempting causes is a sort of active prayer. Now, human beings do something, attempt the causes. It means obey the order of the universe, how it is created. It means, how I summarized it, actually, I realized that this expression is extremely important. Orderly, continuous creation process. What is going on in the world? This expression is very important to me. And let me, well, I have written it somewhere. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Yeah, here, this one. I will share it with you, and I feel this is so important. Now, I will share it here to you as an introduction to our. Oh, no, we are on the wrong page. uh, this one. I can share it in, you can copy paste it in orderly continuous creation process. I tried to develop a language, a terminology, or a term which really covers the outlines of all creation, how the universe is coming into existence. Of course, this orderly, continuous creation process replaces evolutionary process. There is no evolution, we will talk about it, but there is only orderly, continuous creation process. It is an ongoing process. That's why continuous creation, but it is taking in an orderly manner. So, human beings obey this order. Now, the very gist of or crux of the subject today we are going to deal with, prayer, supplication, everything needs this point to be understood. We obey the order, and it is a continuous creation process. This order never becomes disorder. It means the creator continuously creating in an orderly manner, and promises that whoever obeys his order, he will create the result in the process of continuous creation. Because we cannot really attribute the creation to something. For example, when I do something, when I want to, I don't know, want to drink water, I turn the tap on. Next moment, the same orderly creation process continues, and water pressure pushes the water. That's how it is created. This is the orderly creation, continuous taking creation process. So water comes. I say, because we have to be cautious here, what we are saying, because I turned the tap on, water is running now. With the pressure, it is orderly creation. Always, if water has pressure behind it, this is the order, and God promises to create the result. Now, we have to be very careful here. When I said, because I did this, something next moment a new universe is created, as far as I am concerned, with a running water. In this sense, God, it's interesting, God creates the universe always within the same order, never changes it, but whatever is created in the next moment is different from the previous one. Although the orderly continuous creation process never changes, but everything outcome of every moment process is different from the previous one. So this difference, we say, it's a new creation. Correct, it is a new creation. So what we have to be aware of here, because I did this, God kept his promise and created this result. In this sense, to use the cause or because is correct, because God says, whatever human beings choose, animals choose with their free will, I will create. So human free will, an animal, as much as they have free will, goes in front of God's will. What does it mean? The condition for human beings and animals, God says, you will choose, I will create. My choice is the cause, but this cause has no power to create. It's a very fine point. If we understand this, we can live in this world really with no hesitation, believing in God every moment. Because my choice, God created the result. If I didn't choose, God wouldn't create the result, because orderly, continuous creation process never changes. But what is created is continuously changing, and new creation is taking place. Now, when I use this expression that the materialists hijacked this terminology used between my choice, asking the creator by obeying his way of creating, the result is created. They took it, matter itself is creating the next moment existence. Nothing to do with what I mean, nothing to do with what I did. I have chosen with my free will. Matter has no choice at all. It is just created directly as God, the creator, chooses, plus creator chooses and creates. In my case, I cannot create. We are going to study deeper in this subject. But I ask by obeying the creator to create the result. That makes my life meaningful, and I can perform every choice of my free will with this consciousness to be perfectly aware of I cannot create. I am only here to obey the creator's the order of creation. That was one point. Another point I forgot. What was the next point you mentioned about uh, this subject? Where was it? Now, knowing that attempting causes is a sort of active prayer. The second point, do you remember, Anne, what you think? I didn't take notes with me.
About, oof. Um, about, oh, was it about may God be pleased with you?
No, that is the third one.
Oh.
So, the second one, if you go through the main points, I may remember. If not,
Okay, I talked about belief makes man into a human
yeah.
being, indeed a king. So man's basic duty is belief in supplication or active prayer. Unbelief makes him into an extremely impotent beast. Proof
Ah,
is,
Alhamdulillah,
oh,
impotent peace.
mm,
Now, what they claim, we have to be very careful again. These are very essence of belief, actually. I mean, we shouldn't cheat ourselves by saying, I believe in God, there must be a creator, that's it. No, 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 no. The subject is never simple like this. No. So, what they say, everything is improving, perfecting by themselves. But how? That they have instinct to survive. I don't know where matter has this instinct. No one can demonstrate it scientifically at all. Matter has any choice or instinct or anything. This is just a story, made up story. Instinct. Why? Matter will develop, evolve better and better. At the end, look, everything developed as a human being. But this has no base whatsoever that scientifically confirmable, demonstrable, and repeatable. That is the definition of science. So under certain conditions, everybody should experience it. Everybody should experience the same thing. That is, for example, if someone says, uh, under this condition, oxygen, hydrogen becomes, and under this condition, water is created. So that is repeated. Then I say, yeah, that is how the continuous, again, we have to be careful with this language, orderly continuous creation process is taking place. That is how. I understand this. But how can I say that this atom is improving itself into, or two kinds of atom, three kinds of atom, depends on the types of creation. There are trillions of different kinds of creation in the world. So uh, adjust themselves to become water. No instinct, atom has no instinct, free will. Now, they say at the end, look, human beings' life developed. It is another story because animals are created in such a way that when they are born, they are perfect as they are. A fly, as soon as it gets out of its, I don't know, maybe it is out of his egg, ready to function. And let's say a cow is ready to function. In other plants are ready to function. They don't develop. They don't learn. They don't adjust themselves. 1 million years ago, what a fish did, now the same thing they did. They never change. And if there is an improvement, human beings must come and must be born and perfectly functioning. On the contrary, we will read again today, inshallah, as the knowledge and supplication, the most impotent human creature, animal being is human beings when they are born. That is so interesting. And only the human beings have ability to learn how to adapt their life throughout 20 years of learning. And this learning capacity, the other animals don't have it at all. The very partial practical side. For example, a mouse, they say, learns that this is right, this is wrong. But these are animals' life, not human learning, thinking, memorizing, remembering, and in finding out how the continuously creation process is taking place. These are all within the human capacity, and there is no prior quality developed a little bit. For example, there are some animals a little bit less than human being, but evolved into a better position. There is no such example. So animals, whatever they say, whatever the animal they have, as an example, every animal is coming into existence perfectly functioning as they are, whatever they are created for. Only human beings need to develop. Also, this shows that really human beings, not necessarily bodily wise, the most perfect being. Whatever I have my lungs, I have my brain, eyes, nose, tongue, and stomach, heart, kidneys, all digestive system. Every animal has, and every animal is perfect as their function necessitates, and my bodily side is perfect as it is. But I have extraordinary qualities that none of the animals have, any of them. Completely different creatures we are. Now, last, I wanted to touch upon this. May God be pleased with you. Why do we keep saying this? Shall I go to this point, or would you like to ask another question concerning this?
No, you should go to this point.
Okay, thank you very much. So, may God be pleased with you. Perfect. What does it mean? I am asking you, I am asking God to be pleased with you. What does it mean? I am asking God to give you the opportunity so that you can live in this world, you can act in this world in order to obey the purpose of your creation, so that you will fulfill the purpose of your existence in this world, and God will be pleased with you. How? What does it mean? God will be pleased with you. It means you will be able to fulfill the function of the purpose of your existence. For example, if I have this computer and computer is so powerful, so many functions that I don't know even. But example, if I use this computer only in a simple, let's say, email exchange only, and this is human feelings, which we are expected to use human feelings in order to understand how my creator is in the infinite form, because I have been given eyes, my creator must see as well. If you didn't know what seeing means, he would never give me the power of sight. So, but his seeing must be an absolute unimaginary form, absolute. But my seeing is as I am experiencing it. So this feeling, I would say, if I am the engineer of the computer, example, and I see somebody using it only for email exchange, that's it. I would say, this man, this person wasted all the qualities that I have made this computer to function. They are wasted. But if I see as an engineer of the computer, somebody is using it perfectly for all functions, I will say, yes, now that person really appreciated the work I have presented to him. So I will give him even more capacity computer. He deserves it. But he wouldn't give it to me because he is not pleased with me, with my work. So may God be pleased with you means asking God to help me to function in my life, to practice in my life to the fullest possible level of my capacity that my Creator has given to me. It means simply, may God give you success in fulfilling the purpose of your existence, so that God will say, that is worth it. I created this person, let's say Anne, I created Anne, and she is functioning perfectly as I created. I am pleased with her. I will give her even more. That is paradise. Does it make sense?
Yes, it's beautiful. Thank you. It does.
That is what I understood from may God be pleased with you. Otherwise, we are not entertaining God as if God needs some sort of appreciation and respect. God needs it. No, no, no. I need to function as I am created with the capacity. All right. That is what I have to share.
Okay, then,
You can read.
yes, let me start.
Yeah, if you have other points to discuss,
No. Mm-mm.
okay.
Okay.
Where are we here? Yeah, certainly
Um,
supplication. Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yes. This means that man came to this world to be perfected by means of knowledge and supplication. In regard to his nature and abilities, everything is tied to knowledge. And the foundation, source, light, and spirit of all true knowledge is knowledge of God, and its essence and basis is belief in God.
this is, well, would you like to say anything about the paragraph?
It pretty much says it all.
Yeah. So this knowledge and supplication. Now that is important for me. Animals, plants don't need to learn anything, but human beings do. But knowledge of what? Knowing what? How to survive about my body. Yes, but what makes me a human being is not my body. My body is animal side. Animal side is like other animals. For example, let's say a cat doesn't have to learn how to eat, how to digest. I don't have to learn how to eat, how to digest. But cat knows the best food for him, for it. But human beings need to learn. But digestive system works exactly like cat's digestive system. There is no difference. That is why we call it this animal side of human being. Materialists see themselves as animals. Why? Because they regard their existence only in terms of their bodily existence. They deny spirit, human spirit. But of course, it's a contradiction, their contradiction. They deny human spirit, but they always live with their human feelings. It's practically contradiction. Although they deny human spirit, but they live with their human feelings. It is an obvious, clear contradiction in their life and what they claim. That is another side subject. So we have to learn. Learn what? Bodily wise, I don't need to learn. It is automatic. My heart automatically, as it is created, God creates it. It is not. It doesn't depend on my choice. It is created as it is, as God created it. So in this case, I have no difference between any other animal. So, but we have to learn the true knowledge. True knowledge and human knowledge is knowledge of God. And its essence, the essence of human knowledge is, and basis of human knowledge is belief in God. What does it mean? Consciously knowing what he is choosing, what he is doing while he is choosing. Materialist understanding says, I have to do it, that is my instinct. A believer says, I am created to follow the continuous creation process of the Creator and supplicate. It means ask him, expect him to create the result of my choice. If we live with this consciousness, I am doing this, and this is a kind of prayer, asking the Creator by obeying his way of orderly, continuous creation process. Obeying this process, creation process. By obeying it, I am asking my Creator, praying, presenting my supplication, invocation to my Creator. Please create it. That is not consciousness. It needs consciousness. Everybody does it automatically, but if you do it, if I do it, it becomes a belief and worship. If I don't do it with this consciousness, I will act like any other animal. So I won't be a human being if I unconsciously do it, if I don't accept that I am asking the Creator to create the result for me, if I am not aware of it. That's why knowledge and supplication is integral with each other. They cannot be. What I cannot make supplication, invocation to my Creator if I am not aware of it. But I know, but I don't practice it. I know God is the Creator, but in my practical life, I think I'm doing it. Everything I do, everything that is my success, that is how clever I am. And then this is not belief. So believing in God is completely out of my life. It's an intellectual conclusion. The universe must have a creator. It is so complicated that it cannot happen by itself. Intellectually, it is correct, but it is not worship. The purpose of human beings is to worship. That is why we have to turn this general acceptance, intellectual acceptance, turn it into belief, practice, worship, so that I will fulfill the purpose of my existence perfectly. That the transmission from living like an animal into a worshipping Abdullah, worshipper of God, needs knowledge and supplication working together. That is so essential. Inshallah, we will go into this subject deeply. Anybody would like to say anything? Otherwise, we can continue.
Okay, I'll continue. Furthermore, since man is subject to endless tribulations and afflicted with innumerable enemies, despite his boundless impotence, and suffers from endless needs, and has innumerable desires despite his boundless poverty, after belief, his fundamental innate duty is supplication. As for supplication, it is the basis of worship of God and servitude to him. In order to secure a desire or wish he cannot obtain, a child will either cry or ask for it. That is, he will supplicate through the tongue of his impotence, either actively or verbally, and will be successful in securing it. In the same way, man is like a delicate, petted child in the world of living creatures. He has to either weep at the court of the most merciful and compassionate one through his weakness and impotence, or supplicate through his poverty and need, so that the things he wants may be made subject to him, or he may offer thanks for their being made so. Otherwise, like a silly child who creates a fuss over a fly, saying, "With my own strength, I subjugate things." It is not possible to subjugate and things 1,000 times more powerful, and I make them obey me through my own ideas and measures. He displays ingratitude for the bounties. And just as this is contrary to man's innate nature, so he makes himself deserving of severe punishment.
Yeah. So it's there is no impartiality, mutual state, either appreciation or punishment. Now, really, it is interesting, the process of the explaining the matter here. First of all, do we have innumerable enemies? It says, Human beings are subject to endless tribulations and afflicted with innumerable enemies. Who are they? I will joke. Israel? Innumerable enemies. Who are they? What are they? First of all, anytime nothing of myself can sustain my existence. Anytime I can lose it, depending on the creator's choice. I can lose my life, my being in this world. So I need completely as this innumerable enemies. So where was another innumerable desires? I want to exist. I want to exist, and I cannot guarantee it. My weakness is my enemy. Do we understand this? My disability is my enemy. I don't want it. I don't want it. I cannot get out of it. So I have innumerable desires. Everything must work perfectly in my being. I cannot guarantee it. That is very important. For example, the author gave an example of a fly. A fly. A fly is really more clever than I am. If I want to catch it, it is very difficult to catch. It's more clever than I am. So, look, I am weak in this sense. If someone says, I am going to satisfy my needs with my own strength, he can't. I cannot guarantee my existence for tomorrow. I cannot guarantee that I'm not going to have any unexpected, for example, heart attack tomorrow. I cannot guarantee. I cannot guarantee that I won't be paralyzed tomorrow. I have nothing to guarantee for my next moment to exist, to be satisfactory in my life, and also my psychological side. I cannot guarantee to have a healthy, loving relationship with people. I don't know what love is, but I'm experiencing it. I don't know how to control it. I need to learn, but I cannot guarantee. I lose my temper. Well, all of my expectations totally depend on somebody else. I am totally dependent on somebody else. If the result is created for me, I will be happy. I cannot create anything. Just I ask. Nobody can create anything. They just ask. By obeying this phrase, I love it, orderly, continuous creation process. I have to obey this process. So it needs a conscious being to realize this or to create this result of the universe. Otherwise, universe cannot be attributed to unconscious things, unconscious elements. Elements need to be given existence. So knowledge and supplication must be combined. We have to understand we need innumerable desires, and we cannot guarantee them. Because we cannot guarantee the satisfaction of my desires, every desire becomes a need for me, an enemy. I cannot really overcome by myself. So that is why I have to have a recourse to the source of the creation who creates everything for me. Contrary to human innate nature to be grateful, ingratitude. Yeah. Would you like to emphasize anything on the paragraph, or shall we go into the fifth point?
I'm ready to go into the fifth point.
Anyone else? Any question? No, we can go, inshallah.
Okay, fifth point. Belief necessitates supplication as a certain means of securing needs, and both human nature has an intense desire for it, and Almighty God decrees. Say, my sustainer would not concern himself with you, but for your supplication. From the Quran, Surah 25, Ayah 77, which has the meaning of, what importance would you have if you did not offer me supplications? He also commands, call upon me and I will answer you.
Yeah. Let's briefly talk about it. If you have any questions.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Now, belief necessitates supplication. Now, if I believe that I can only choose but not create, I will be conscious of every choice of mine is a kind of supplication, asking my creator, create the result for me. That needs belief. It means I have to accept I am a created being. I have to admit I cannot create, and I only choose because I am given the opportunity or capacity to choose. And this is a means of supplication, the means of securing my needs. That is why throughout all my life, I am always presenting my needs to be created, and I will be satisfied with my needs. So the verse says, it is interesting, my sustainer wouldn't concern himself with you, with human beings, but for your supplication. Isn't that true? I am thirsty. My simple example. I need water. God created me with this need. And God created water to satisfy my need. If I don't go and get the water and drink it, do you think God will give me water? An answer?
No.
He wouldn't really, that's what we have to understand. He wouldn't concern himself with me because I am not really making an attempt to get the water which is created by him. So if I made the effort, it means if I use my free will, God concerns himself with me. That is belief consciousness. If someone doesn't believe, he has to do the same thing. Exactly like I have, but he is not aware that he is supplicating God. He says, I'm getting water. Arrogant man needs punishment. Arrogant. Although God creates the water, God gives water to him. As he goes and, let's say, turn the tap on, and God creates water for him, then the next moment, he says, I did it. And God says, did you do it? Do you think that you did it? Okay. I will give you more opportunity to practice this in order to let you realize it is not you are doing, giving him old age, he cannot move. He says, I need water, I cannot do, please help me, others. Yes? He realizes, it wasn't him or her to get the water. God says, did you understand? If you still insist, no, it is me who did it, not the creator. God says, okay, I will give you death transfer from this world into another. And in this next word, God will say, okay, you said you got the water yourself. Yeah, okay, good. I'm not going to give you water. All right? I'm not going to give you water. So this word is the word of learning, word of knowledge, acknowledgement. Next moment is the result. Yes, Periha, you wanted to raise your hand.
Assalamu alaikum, mashallah. This was very refreshing.
Okay.
I think everything we're doing pretty much, the universe is serving us, but then if I'm conscious, I think the key point here is conscious of whose services are here provided to me, then I think it's living with belief or living with an awareness of the source of my existence. So, mashallah, these examples, they're simple, but this is how we live our lives, drinking water, I get up, fill the, bottle with my glass and everything, like everything, little steps I'm taking, it's a supplication if I know that, hey, all I'm doing is just utilizing what's available to me. And I'm also trying to connect that with earlier when you mentioned about we are living in a continuous creation. But you mentioned about the orderly piece, continuous orderly creation. So I was like a little bit reflecting on the usage of the word orderly, because continuous creation, I see it, right? Moment comes, moment goes, sun rises, okay, suddenly sun sets, and especially right now it's summertime everywhere. So it's very obvious days are longer. You can see during certain time you have daylight, and after that, obviously, it gets dark. And by the end of nighttime, we get tired and everything. That's hence sleep is given as well. And we don't know if the next opportunity is going to be given in terms of, hey, if I will be given existence the next hour, the next morning. And I think so connecting it to, so I see continuous creation like that, but then continuous orderly creation, how everything is in perfect order as well, even within myself. I get thirsty, hey, water is available. So I need to follow this process. I need to follow this order in terms of get up, take the little mug or cup, fill it with water, and then do your own thing. Hence, I think the orderly piece is also applicable to how I live my life as well. Otherwise, like you were saying, Brother Ali, I did it. I made myself breakfast. I was thirsty. I made myself a nice cup of tea. I just followed the order. I didn't do anything. Alhamdulillah, for the opportunities of whoever has set up this universe in such a way where I'm just utilizing the services available. And it's just starting with these little things, actions we do, then, we can at least have this awareness of what we mentioned here, God consciousness. Otherwise, I was just speaking to, somebody yesterday. It's just like, I'm here. Yeah, the creator created me, and now he's just like, maybe not. Yeah, I know. Yeah, God created this little apple or something, I'm eating, but like on the side, and everything else is, oh, look at this apple pie. Oh my goodness. Oh, tea's so good, right? Totally, God is absent from the picture. I mean, and I think, alhamdulillah, that's why these, in the Islamic scholarship, halakas and discussions and just talking about really the awareness of one's existence, the universe and everything is so crucial, because that's how we can live in the presence of God here, in the presence of the creator of the universe here. Like, otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing then.
Yeah.
And so, alhamdulillah, I wanted to just share in my excitement about the continuous orderly creation part. And at the same time, I wanted to touch upon this last piece that we were reading about. The man gets his importance. Like, what was it? I think.
No, we don't hear you. We don't hear you anymore. Feriha, we don't hear you.
I'm sorry, can you hear me? Yeah, so sorry. So what importance would you have if you did not offer me supplications? This is a heavy loaded rhetorical question, because I think we all are looking for some sort of importance also, like, okay, so here I am. So what's the purpose of me being here, right? Everybody wants to be appreciated, valued, and everything. But then if I reduce myself to just matter, or yeah, my creator created me and now I'm doing everything, on my own, I don't have any importance, to be honest. No, I was pondering over it. Like, I only gain importance when I know who's serving me everything. Then I'm like, oh, the owner of the universe, the king of the universe. Now, like, you're treating me, you're providing me the service, so I must thank you. I must be grateful for this. Hence, supplication. So supplication also has various aspects in terms of, like you were saying, acknowledgement, realization, turning back to the source of my origin existence, and then doing it with physical actions also, which has been presented and brought to us by the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. So I just wanted to highlight this, and I just wanted to see maybe what do you understand from this piece about importance? Like, how else would men gain importance? Because I feel like it seems that men want to gain, not gain, but like feel like, oh, I'm an important like creature here, right? Because once I connect my existence to my creator, then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm an important creature or creation. Fine, I'm aging and everything, but look, this is not happening on my own. This is not happening haphazardly. Whoever brought me here, that's his wisdom, knows what he or she's doing with me. Just wanted to share these things.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sharing and summarizing the discussion. And please go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say how important it is what Fariha just said. I think it's so easy every single day. We essentially go through our daily routines, our daily life without thinking about supplication. Like when we turn on the tap for the water, we automatically just assume water is going to come out. So we don't make that connection between the what we're doing and God creating it. I think a good deal of the time we actually don't make that connection because we're so caught up in our routine, our daily life, our pressures, our concerns. We kind of like just go on automatic pilot. And so I think this is so important that we through these halakas, we are constantly reminded, at least for this 1 hour, don't do that. And then as soon as the class is over, boom, So I'm inshallah we'll try very hard to remember the concepts we've learned today. They're so important. I'm so grateful for having this discussion.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful. So we say, because I took care of my medicine or my diet, I am healthy. Oh, that is what we deserve the punishment. Health is given to me because I supplicated. I pray. That is belief requires it. This one is extremely important. Belief. If someone says it, Feriha also stated this clearly. Feriha said too. If you believe, you have to be conscious of the reality that you are supplicating. You are just invoking God, the creator, to create. If I say, because I put the apple pie in the oven on the right moment, right amount of time, it turned out to be perfect. Look, where is God? You said, I believe in God. I just prayed, for example, let's say noon prayer, and you are speaking like a materialist atheist. What are you talking? That is the danger of our life. So belief necessitates supplication. It means awareness, consciousness of my reality that I'm doing nothing but supplicating. So that is very essential. Now, of course, we are late. Call upon me and I will answer you. We are going to talk about this. God is answering. Here is the question, and we are going to start from this question. But interesting question. We frequently offer supplications, but they are not accepted. But the verse is general. Call upon me, I will answer. It states that every supplication is answered, but sometimes I don't. Do you think there's something wrong with the Quranic message? That is the answer we are going to deal next week. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. بحرمة السر سورة الفاتحة. Yes, before I stop the streaming, we are swimming in an ocean of shirk, as somebody said once.
Gary, you said that.
Whatever. So it doesn't mean that we are mushrik, we are the polytheist, or we don't believe in God, but our belief has a lot of gaps, empty places where, of course, there's no emptiness in creation in the world. Either belief or non-belief, unawareness of our reality. So we shouldn't we shouldn't cheat ourselves by saying, I believe in God, alhamdulillah, I'm done. I have no doubt about God. No, no, no. Where is the effect of it in your life? I pray, no, in your practical 24 hours day life. Where is your belief? Are you aware that you are supplicating while you are doing anything, any activity, even breathing? Are you? These empty places are called in the Quran shirk. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Thank you very much. Inshallah, we will see you next week and read the answer to this